first of all, I just wanted to welcome you all on June 13th, 2022 this year. The Centerville Rotary Club will celebrate our 50th anniversary as a club. So we're really excited about, celebrating everything that we've done in the community over the last 50 years. Over that time, we've had 23 exchange students from 18 different countries. So that's just really incredible. And we know that it's a really important part of our program about Rotary, what Rotary does. And I'm just so thankful that you all are willing to spend some time with us today to share, a little bit about your experience with Rotary and really give us an update to where you are today and what you're doing. Let's start with Annea. Could you first tell us how you got involved in Rotary and a little bit about your experience here with the Centerville Club?
Well, I got involved with the Rotary Club back in 2007, so a very long time ago. I was one of the sponsored students from Kosovo. My experience in the US during that exchange year was phenomenal. And I am really grateful to Rotary Club, for having such programs in place because they are truly life-changing. And it has been for me because I know how difficult it was actually for us back then from Kosovo to be able to have access to such programs. And so once I was in the States, I really used that 1 year to really focus on studies and learn as much as possible to be able to get a scholarship for college. And after the program ended, I was admitted to University of Dayton and actually continued my stay in the US for the next 4 years. And it was a truly life-changing experience, and it equipped me with knowledge and experience for the rest of my life. And many of the friends that I actually made during that year, I'm still in touch with them, and we communicate several times a week. I know there are 3 other exchange students that were all around Ohio, and we would meet jointly. So I'm still in touch with 3 of them.
Oh, that's awesome. And where do you live now?
So I live in Washington, D.C. now. In the last 15 years, I've been back and forth from Kosovo to the US. After I completed my studies at the University of Dayton, I went back to Kosovo and was there for 3.5 years, worked in the country, and then got another scholarship from the American Councils for International Education and came back to DC for 2 years. And then went back for another 4 years to Kosovo and contributed to the country, worked there for many years in the nonprofit sector, and then contributed as a consultant in the for-profit sector, as well as the international community. And now I've been back to the US. It's been 1.5 years, and I live in Washington, D.C. with my husband. And I work remotely for a company that is based in Cleveland. For some reason, my connection with Ohio has been consistent ever since 2000, when we initially came during the war in Kosovo for 1 year. So then my high school, my college there, and then now I'm working for a company that is based in Ohio. I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to build long-lasting relationship and friendships with people in Ohio.
Well, that's great. That's great. We're happy to have you back in the States, and that's really wonderful that you're working for a company in Cleveland, but remotely. Was there like an experience or a story you can share with us about your time with the Centerville Rotary Club? Anything that stands out in your mind that was really special or really different or unique, or something with your host family?
We had several activities that we did with the Centerville Rotary Club. I remember joining luncheons there and meeting people in person. I remember Judy very well. And I'm so glad that the internet has enabled us to stay in touch still. And then I remember most of my time during this exchange year was focused in studies and really getting past all the exams and getting as many classes and experience as possible. I remember not sleeping very much studying, but it was all worth it at the end. So that's what I remember mostly.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, we'll hear more from you in a little bit, but Mato, let's move on to you.
So how I got involved with Rotary, I think it's quite funny, but when I first joined, I did not know what it is, but my neighbor, he is a member of the club, and he told me that I need to go. But I told him, no, I don't want to go. But then in the end, he convinced me and I said yes. But I still did not know what I'm going into. And then when I landed in Dayton, Ohio, and my first host dad, Arnie, when he came to pick me up, I realized that this was the right decision. So I wanted to thank you for this experience. I am still in touch with my host family, Arnie and Nancy. My first host family, Saloni, you know them. Yeah, they are the best people. I still consider him as my dad. I learned how to speak another language. And then when I came back to Slovakia, I realized that I wanted to study at college in the United Kingdom. And I've been studying in the UK for the past 5 years now. I'm studying quantitative finance. Yeah, so
That
it's a
sounds
lot of
big.
yeah, it's a lot of finance stuff and math and doing some coding. And I also have an internship in a finance related job.
So is there anything that really sticks out in your mind of, a certain experience or outing or something like that that you did with the club or during your exchange time here?
I remember when I came, the Rotary Club told me that I can come basically once a month to join the lunch. But when I came, I liked the people a lot. I enjoyed being with them. And I know I convinced them that I told them I want to come to the lunch at every single meeting. And then they had to tell my school that, okay, he can go to the lunch with us. I just enjoyed being with the people at the lunch. I think it was on Thursday at 12.
Yeah, and still is.
It still is, yeah. Yeah. So the lunch was quite nice.
Let's go to Rodrigo. Rodrigo, tell us how you first got involved in Rotary and, a little bit about your experience with the Centerville Club.
First of all, I would like to thank you. Actually, it's just amazing getting back involved here in the Centerville Rotary Club. It's been already 4 years. Well, 3 years since I came back from my exchange trip, and it's just unbelievable. Everything that just happened through all these years, and now having this opportunity is just, it makes me very happy. The reason I got involved in Rotary here in Peru, in my city, was because my mom offered me, like, once out of nowhere, my mom offered me for going into an exchange, and that was probably the thing that actually impressed me the most, because I wouldn't have thought my mother would do it with me. So it was such a pleasing experience getting involved in all the activities I got here. I did with my club, making a lot of charity events for, I don't know, people who actually need it here in Peru. And well, when I traveled there, it was pretty much the same. I really got involved in the Centerville Rotary Club, getting a lot of projects done. It really just made me feel comfortable with myself, with all the people I've met, the marvelous people I just lived with, my two host families. I really appreciate them a lot. Also getting to practice my English, the English now I'm trying to speak, because it's already been a long time and I'm trying to, like, getting pace with it. It's been such a wonderful experience getting to live in the US, in Ohio, and meeting such amazing people who actually helped me with my personal growth. So, yeah, that would be most of it, really.
Yeah. And so what are you doing today? What are you doing now?
I'm still in college. I'm finishing my college studies in industrial engineering here in Peru. I've been thinking actually for one of these, probably next year, I'll be back there in the United States if I have the opportunity. I'm also trying really hard to have a scholarship right there. If there's any kind of possibility, opportunity for me, I'll take it. So I'm studying, I'm working really hard. I'm trying to make my family proud with everything I'm trying to do. I'm also involved here in Rotary. I'm going to get inside of the Rotaract group of the club I'm in. My mom is still working with the Interact club here, so I'm getting pretty much all the information I need to keep going with everything we're doing here. I'm studying. I don't have that much time, but I'm really happy for having still all these memories. I still appreciate him so much.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. It's so good to see that you're doing so well too. And is that
Thank
a
you.
guitar on your bed back there?
Oh yeah, that's my guitar.
Do you play guitar? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I play the guitar. Most of my, not most, but my father and three of my uncles are musicians. So I really got that inspiration and that like of music from them.
oh, excellent. Excellent. And if you do find yourself back in the States, definitely come visit Rotary. We are still
Oh, for
meeting
sure.
at noon on Thursdays at Yankee Trace. So I say that to
That's
all of you. If you find yourselves here, you know you always have an invitation to come be our guest too. All right, Saloni,
thank you very much.
let's move on to you. Tell us how you got involved in Rotary.
Yeah, I remember I was in ninth standard in my school, and there was a school trip planned to a nearby rural village, uh, which was an activity under Interact. At that time, I was not aware about that Interact is a program under Rotary. I just participated just to know, just to explore, and I was in my ninth standard, so how things go on, and just to do social service. During that visit, uh, we were visiting a school uh, which students were not attending regularly because the parents were from an agriculture background. So we went and convinced the parents to send them to school and let them learn. Even the teachers were telling them that the major focus was on teaching them agriculture and not other studies. So we helped them paint walls. We like stick all the basics of alphabets and numbers on their walls so they can like get a better exposure. So just that experience got stuck in my head, and I remember that we did it under Interact. 1 year down the lane in 10th standard, I heard from my friend that she was going to France for a Rotary Youth Exchange, but I never had an ambition. It was still just in my subconscious mind. In my 12th standard, as very similar to what Mato's story is, my neighbor was a club president for Rotary. Uh, he just he organized a seminar for Rotary Youth Exchange where we attended with my parents, and we got to know about what Rotary Youth Exchange is and what kind of opportunities it proffers. So at that time I was in an age group of like 17, so it was my last opportunity to attend Rotary Exchange, and I was also in my 12th, but things worked out very well and I got selected for by Rodrigo of Centerville, and there is no looking back. I came to Centerville. It was an amazing year. So once I came back, the Rotary just entered my blood. I am from a non-Rotarian background, but this whole 1 year got all Rotary in my blood. When I came back, because my parents were from a very non-Rotarian background, I couldn't share my experience a lot. I didn't know where to go, what platform it is, how can I reach out to more students and share my experience. now I am a Rotarian myself. I also joined Rotary Club, and I'm also serving at my district position right now as joint secretary. Also, I initiated a Rotex in my district with my friends, where how we can help inbounds to immerse in the culture, how we can help the Rotary Exchange Committee with the interviews and everything. So what Centerville did for me, and it has just got blood of Rotary in me, and there is no looking back after it. So I'm very thankful to Centerville to introduce me to Rotary and introduce me not only to the social service, but what Rotary does, but the fellowship, the integrity, with all five values what Rotary has. And I'm still wearing my pin of Rotary and my district badge. So as we say, you wear the pin wherever you go, you do the public image part of it. So yeah, I had an amazing experience. My special thing what Centerville did for me was, I remember I was doing well at speech and debate. I was performing well. I was winning tournaments, and there was this big tournament in speech and debate, which is called Sylvania, which is at Sylvania High School, where around 70, 80 students compete. And it's a 2-day tournament with good amount of finances. Without even asking me, where am I going? Why do I need my money? I think they sponsored my Sylvania, and I won Sylvania at that time. I won the tournament. I remember standing in the lane of when they were announcing the results, and when they announced fourth, I thought it was my name. I actually passed. I walked half past the lane. That is okay. I got the fourth position in declamation, because dec is one of the most. But winning Sylvania was, I think, the best gift I could give back to Rotary for all the support they've provided me with my speech and debate journey.
That's wonderful. Oh, such great stories from all of you. What is your wish for Centerville Rotary in the next 50 years, or for the next 50 years?
I wish and I hope that the club will continue, it will increase in membership, and that it will continue sponsoring and supporting exchange programs like this one. They are truly, truly life-changing. And I've been very fortunate to learn from this great program how important it is, and how it can really build personalities and build knowledge, and contribute to the betterment of both places, where the exchange student goes to and the exchange student's home. And because of that, I have pushed forward the creation of such programs even after, completing this program, and I continue to support them. I've personally ideated several similar exchange programs that were smaller in scale, and within countries, and in several regional countries in the Balkans. So I truly, truly support Rotary's mission and vision, and I wish you all the best in the next 50 years.
Thank you so much, and thanks for joining us today, Annea, too. Best of luck to you. And Mato, I see you're on a time schedule too. So what can you give us? What message can you give to the Centerville Rotary Club for our next 50 years?
It's not easy to answer, but I think I would say I would like the club to continue the activities that it does. I think the club is amazing. The people at the club are quite amazing. I mean, the fact that I still remember so many people, it has something to do with it. So I just wish the club continues, and then maybe when I come back in the next few years, I will still see the same people that I saw when I was on the exchange. I just hope that nothing will change.
Well, thank you so much. And it's so good to catch up with you. And, we just wish you the best. And like I said, come visit us if you get a chance. Rodrigo, what's your wish for Centerville Rotary Club for the next 50 years?
Making it straightforward, I'll just say keep on with the amazing job, the amazing work you do over there. You're such an amazing, wonderful group. pretty much you work together for reaching an objective that will help a lot of people, and that really makes me happy, makes everybody happy. And the wish would be just keep moving forward, making such a great work, and helping the community as you have done always. You're amazing people. I miss everything I've done with you in the course of the year I've stayed in the US. If we can work together, if we can make something work between Rotary clubs around the world, that would be such a really nice project. I would like to I don't know, I would like you to consider.
That's a great idea, Rodrigo. We would love, our club is always looking for projects to sponsor, and it would just be awesome to be able to partner with one of our former exchange students on a Rotary project that is an international Rotary project. What an awesome idea. Thank you for that. Saloni, what's your wish for Centerville Rotary for the next 50 years?
I wish that Centerville has more young Rotarians coming in. So we have this mixture of experience and youth. So what great work Centerville does, it can achieve new heights. Brad is one of the example. We have one of the past youth exchange students joining the Rotary Club. If we could have more young people who step in, take positions, take leadership in Rotary Club of Centerville. So as we have Harvey, who has been one of the founding members, he helped me to understand Rotary better. And the pillars we have in our club right now, no Rotary to its T. Like when you talk about Arnie, he tells you about what is the story of Rotary Club, how it was founded, how fellowship is important, how you can meet new people, have a global aspect of it. So I think young people can benefit from this a lot. And young people will also learn how to give back to the society at the age they are in, manage their finances, because there is a finance structure involved with Rotary. So my wish would have more young people in the club who can take up leadership positions, which will also synchronize with the upcoming theme of Rotary, which is DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, which will help club with more of diversity. And if we could have more underrepresented communities around Centerville joining Rotary Club, so we can look for more sustainable options, sustainable solutions.
That's great. Thank you so much. I'm right there with you. I'd love to have more members join, more younger members, and more diverse members, so we're more representative of our community. That's a great suggestion.
Thank you very much for this lovely reunion of it's been such a pleasure meeting you, Saloni, meeting you guys, former exchange students who have experienced the same things as I did. Giving my best wishes to all of you guys. Really, I miss you all. As I say, if I have any opportunity, and probably I will next year, on winter next year, I'll be going back there. So if something happens, I'll be for sure going back to the meetings there at the at Rotary. Yeah, I would just like to say hi to everybody there, to Boyd, to Harvey, who have helped me a lot during my exchange. Both my host families who have helped me everything. Jennifer, who has been an amazing mother for me. Everything that just happened during that year has been amazing. It has been such a really resourceful experience for me, and something I'm willing to experience someday in the future. So yeah, that would be it. Thank you very much for all of this.
Saloni, any last words you would like to share?
Yes. So I remember during my farewell, so Nancy made this diary for me where everyone from the club wrote down certain quotes, certain messages. And I remember every day and then if I'm having a bad day, I keep that diary very close to me. I read those quotes and I read what change it got me after my exchange, how how it is important to get back to how you focus, what you're meant for, how you can give back to the society to the best level possible. So I still have that diary, and I'm really thankful to all members in Centerville to ignite that leadership in me and to introduce me to a system where not only I can develop myself, but I can work for the society and still meet new people and have fun. So it's fellowship, it's self-development, and it's service. So I'm pretty grateful for it.
Yeah, that's great. I've been in Rotary for, oh, I think it's been 20 years now. And I mean, I just really enjoy the people, the service work that we do, the exchange students we meet. I mean, it's just a wonderful experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I appreciate your thoughts and appreciate your time today.
Yes, so happy 50th anniversary from all the exchange students, I think, from Mato, me, Rodrigo. We wish the club grows. We also see the club when it's celebrating its 100th anniversary. Uh, Great work the club does towards inspiring youth, and we are very grateful because this is a quote when we use it in promotion for Rotary Youth Exchange, that youth exchange is not 1 year of your life, it is life in that 1 year, and Centerville make sure it becomes your life in that 1 year. We all can say the same thing, that that was 1 year we spend in Centerville is our life, where which we every day remember and think of, and we pray for all the Rotarians that they stay happy and safe and in good health, and also for their families, and have a grand celebration on your 50th year.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time and good luck to you. And we hope to see you again sometime soon.
Really willing to see anything you do in this future, and really happy 50 years for Centerville Rotary. It's been such an honor being part of your history.
So, hello, Brad, and welcome to RY Journey Talks from Rotary Club of Centerville. I think it should have been the reversed, because you are a member of Centerville and I'm former youth exchange student. So, from a youth exchange student to a youth exchange student, how did you first get involved in Rotary?
Yeah, good to see you, Saloni. Appreciate you setting this up. Yeah, so back in 1993, I believe, I had several exchange student friends in high school through different programs. And I knew that I wanted to get involved in a youth exchange, but I just didn't know which youth exchange to get involved with. But my mom had a friend with Rotary, and she was in a different club in Hilliard, just outside of Columbus. And so I met with her, and she said, yeah, we've got a great program. You should learn about the Rotary Youth Exchange. And so looked further into it, did a couple interviews. Yeah, it was magic ever since then. I got accepted and did my top 3 choices of where I wanted to go. And Austria was my top choice, which I ended up getting, which I think at the time was the first student from the U.S. to go to Austria from our district. So yeah, it was exciting to learn about Rotary while I was over there. I got to obviously meet my host parents club and got involved with them, got to meet other Rotarians. However, it's unique because, you know, with the youth exchange and Rotary, you usually have at least 2 or 3 different families throughout the year. But because where I lived, I only can stay with one family. So I got really connected with that family, and yeah, it was really a great experience. So yeah, that's how I got involved originally got involved with Rotary, or heard about Rotary and figured out what it was. But yeah, many moons ago.
Yeah, so whenever we talk about Rotary, that the first thing which comes up is fellowship and the international exposure it provides. I came to Centerville in 2016, And even now, when I talk with my friends about exchange, I see that there is a huge difference. Like in just 5 years, I feel that it's like a decade old. You went on an exchange in 93. How much it has been different now? Like you got to see me as an exchange student. Post 93, you might have met more exchange students or connected with your batchmates. So how it is different right now?
Yeah, well, I think, right now, social media and the fact that, you can stay connected anywhere at any time, that may be a different challenge for today's exchange students. Back then I had fax, mail, email wasn't even around yet when I was there. It was kind of this, weird, it's out there, but nobody used it, right? So the mail and fax were the only, and phone obviously were the three ways to communicate back home. So you're really, you had to rely on your local, environment where you're at. So meet friends and family and such. So I think that's probably the biggest difference, is that now there's so much access globally. Now look, but on the flip side, it's great because look, you and I can stay connected, right? We can stay, we can see each other and do an interview on the side of the world. So it's a benefit, but it could be harder for some of the newer exchange students to assimilate into the culture. So it's a challenge, but I think it's one that it can be overcome if you know about it ahead of time and have to go with the mindset of got to put the phone down and got to meet the people locally and try to learn the culture and but I think it's, to me, the biggest challenge and change.
Yeah, and as we say, Rotary always focused on situational leadership. We have worked towards getting a disease being prevented. We have worked towards end polio. Even now, when it came to COVID, a lot of funds were allocated for COVID pandemic. There has been a transition. Now we have different challenges in terms of social media. But the main objective of Rotary Youth Exchanges, always the core of it, is to make ambassadors who come back, join Rotary, and serve in the best way possible. And you have been one of the best example of that. So what brought you to the Centerville Rotary Club?
It was unique. I was actually getting my master's at Miami University, and one of the speakers came in was our former, actually at the time, the current the governor of our district, and he came in and spoke to our class. And I talked to him like, afterwards, I was like, I was an exchange student with Rotary, and I wanted to give back. I wanted to get involved, but the misconception that I had was that you had to get invited to Rotary. It was like this secret club that you knew about, knew that did great things, but it was like the secret society that you needed to like know somebody to get in. And so I was like, okay, you're the person I get to know now. How do I get in? And so he then put me in touch with Ron, who was our president at the time of the club. So I got to go meet Ron, and he luckily said that I was. Of course, Ron didn't know me that well, so he said, "Yeah, you're a good guy. You could come to a couple meetings and see if you like it." So no, that's how I actually made the connection. I probably would have done a lot sooner had I known that it's not the secret society. It's this welcome society that anybody can join, and it's a great way to obviously give back to the community. So that's how I actually made the connection here. So
yeah, Ron is the year I visited Centerville. So it was your first year when I was there, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. Yep.
Imagine it was my year and you joined Rotary, and today we are doing an interview.
Look at that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So how has Rotary impacted your life?
It really shaped, who I am today. I mentioned my host family and the fact that, I just got so assimilated in with them. And because I had the one family, I got really close with them. So they're like my second family. We're in touch quite a bit. We FaceTime time to time. So from that aspect, it's like I gained another family, right? My kids have met their grandkids, and my host sisters, kids. And so I want to continue that down the road, and that our family still stay connected as we grow older. And internationally and globally, it's really, it opened up my eyes. There's so many cultures out there. Every culture is unique and is exciting to learn. And so, obviously living in Austria, I became accustomed to the Austrian culture, and I really took that back and was like, wow, this is really unique. But it also opened my eyes, there are other cultures as well. So in college, after my exchange, I did go back to Austria again, but then I also went to Hong Kong. An opportunity came up through our business school, and that really opened my eyes up even more. So I think it opened the door for me to learn, that it's a bigger world out there than just here in the U.S. And then obviously, trying to, the service aspect and giving back, is one area that I really want, my kids to learn going forward as well. So.
Yeah, as you have joined in 2016, you're a very young Rotarian, and you're even serving the board of Centerville, serving all those positions and being a Rotary Exchange ambassador, exploring so many countries. What is your wish for Centerville Rotary's next 50 years?
I think for me, I really want either our future leaders here in Centerville, but we really need to tap into the young professionals that are here in the area. And I know it's one of the challenges. It's been a challenge for the club to try to reach out to those. But I think what I would like to see the club is to tap into those youth, whether it be through the high schools, through Interact, all the way up, Rotaract when they get a little bit older, and then obviously through the actual Rotary itself. So I really would like to see tap into the youth, tap into the young professionals, and they can start giving back and hopefully grow our club, right? We've got a great diverse club now, but I think we can even be more diverse down the road, so we can be very impactful for our community and do great things. So that's what I hope to see. So
let me tell you, that was my exact same wish, to see more young people joining in, to see Centerville with more young Rotarians, and with the past and the foundation which Centerville has, with Mr. Harvey, with all people who have been there when Centerville was founded, with that experience and young minds, I think Centerville can cater more people, can impact more lives, and serve in the way of betterment. And that was my exact same wish. I was having a deja vu when you were saying this thing. I was like, oh, that was exactly what
we didn't share our answers either, by the way. We didn't, yeah. That's funny.
So,
that's great.
Happy that all IY minds kind of sync in that way, for having young ambassadors taking up leadership positions.
Right, absolutely. And I think if we market, we could, and again, get past that. I might not be the only person who had that stigma that, it's a secret society. It's not. It's this open society, and that we want, we need, the future leaders, future ambassadors to join and, to help, not only spread, great things here locally in Centerville, but internationally as well, right? And I think the youth exchange is that catalyst, but obviously recently with COVID and everything, and youth exchange not being available really hurt things. So hopefully, going forward, we can help tap into that network.
Yes, thank you so much. And I hope that I interview you more when you serve bigger leadership positions in Rotary, and we keep connected, and
Absolutely.
love the blazer, which I also have.
Well, thank you. And obviously you're a shining example of this program and what impact it has. And, talk about future leader. I think I'm being interviewed by one right here. So hopefully next time, maybe I can flip it around. I'll interview you. So
Yes, would love
a
to.
good honor.
Yeah, I joined Rotaract when I came back. I am currently also Rotarian. Then I even started Rotex in my district. So I have been trying ways, and I always say the same thing, that I'm very thankful to Centerville to give me that blood in me of Rotary, where now it's very hard to get it out from myself.
Well, you're definitely, always be a
I'm
Centerville.
deep-rooted.
Yeah, no, you're definitely always welcome to come back, and you're always a part of our Centerville family. So we do appreciate you staying in touch and being a part of it.
Yeah, have a great grand 50th year celebration, and thank you for the opportunity. Thanks to Carol who got this scheduled, and yes, enjoy the 50th year.